And welcome back to The Factor Uncensored. Could this be the beginning of the end of Twitter as we know it? Now, a lot of users believe so. RIP Twitter has been trending this evening as more employees have allegedly left the company. Sources say designers of Elon Musk's leading Blue Verified project are out. This includes lead web engineers who maintain the site's infrastructure. Elon Musk bought Twitter just last month, as we all know, forcing multiple changes since becoming the company's owner. Also developing tonight, a big change coming to Capitol Hill. Let's talk about it with our roundtable on Hot Topics. It's an end of an era in Washington, D.C. with Nancy Pelosi. Your thoughts on her calling it quits, stepping down, not leaving Congress, but giving up the leadership because now the Republicans have the majority?
I say job well done, just being the first woman to hold that position and to demand respect. I mean, a lot of people didn't like some of her policies, but she demanded respect. She knew how to work with people. She knew how to work with Democrats who didn't agree with everything she did. And that was just a part of her genius as a politician. A lot of people criticize her as a public speaker or something like that, but she was great at her job. So I hope Kevin McCarthy could take notes and learn how to bring people together, even within this party, because there's a lot of divisions within the Republican Party right now. So I'll just say job well done, and hopefully she inspired the next generation of women politicians.
Well, she's really inspired me as a woman. She's been there 20 years. I love the fact that she is 82 years old and she's not quitting. She's just leaving the leadership. And I suspect that she will still bring a lot of impact in terms of her presence there. But I just applaud her. And really, when you get to be 82, when I get to be 82, I still want to refire, but it is kind of time to let some other younger people take a role.
I would just say I'm impressed that she always, she always had the willingness to fight, you know what I mean, at her age. And that's just very impressive for me, and to fight for the right things and fight for the right policies and that those things of that nature. So, kudos to her. I just think of all my life I had to fight, because she's definitely a fighter. You know what I mean?
But that impact and the fight are two things that I think people miss. And AOC and the squad might have a different view on her collegiality and collaboration. There is that velvet glove surrounding that iron fist. And even as an octogenarian, she was quite firm in her leadership. She did not relinquish control. And I suspect that even from the sidelines, she will be influencing policy and the Democratic Party for many years to come, because she hasn't slowed down.
All right, our next hot topic is Uber etiquette. And many of us have had a chance to use the rideshare program. Now, riders are saying, if you don't, to the driver, if you don't take my bags out for me at places like the airport or the hotel, you won't get a good tip or a review. Should that be expected of the Uber driver?
I don't think so. I think people are getting so spoiled. There's so many things about society that it's going in the wrong direction. People are driving, they're taking you to the airport. You can hop out and get your own bag. I mean, I put my own bag in.
I love that, but I also think people want Admiral Club service on the Spirit Airlines budget. So if you want that kind of service, well, just rent a private car. They've got limousines out there. The Uber drivers oftentimes are doing it to make extra money. It's a low-cost option for us at our convenience. It's usually cheaper, at least in my experience, than the unionized cab companies. And, if they want to offer, that's nice. But otherwise, I'm happy to have the ability to stand up and get my own bags.
Yeah, I'm old school, and this might be kind of not politically correct, but I can't imagine myself as an able-bodied man asking somebody else to get my bags. I've had older Uber drivers. I had women Uber drivers. I don't need you to pick up my bags.
And at the end of the day, it's a rideshare service. I'm not your chauffeur. I'm not your butler. I'm not any of those things. And you paid your fare. And most people who do that, some people are, disabled or have, things that they got going on. And I'm not privy to your, they don't have to be privy to my bags and all that. And I ain't got to get no tip either.
You may not want them to see what's in them bags, right, Blaine?
Yeah.
And still ahead here on The Factor Uncensored, we continue our roundtable. We ask the question, Is Thanksgiving irrelevant now? Are people still celebrating it? Are families coming together like we see here at the dinner table? And welcome back to The Factor Uncensored. The idea of Thanksgiving has changed for many people these past few years. For me and my family here in Texas, it's them coming from Louisiana pretending that they're not celebrating the holiday because they're all Jehovah's Witnesses and would get in trouble, and they eat and celebrate, but we won't tell anybody. Everyone isn't staying home and gathering around the table for a big holiday meal now. So we asked our panelists about this idea. Is Thanksgiving still relevant? Next on the list, Thanksgiving. Is it even still practical? More people are traveling now for vacations and just taking it easy. Are we still celebrating Thanksgiving with family members and friends, or is it a thing of the past, a relic?
Well, let me say this. The price of food is so high right now that I don't know if I should be feeding people for free any damn way. You hear me? You know what I mean? And when it comes to Thanksgiving, all I would say is this. I just look forward to my wife's seafood dressing and the hell with the rest, man, you know? And that's where I'm at.
Well, I'm a very thankful person. I just value gratitude, but I value it all the time. I do think that there is a time, and it's a very special time for our country to think about the things that we are thankful for, to think about our relationships, to think about the country itself, and I should add, to think about Native Americans who were already here, and the atrocities that they've had to go through while we're all celebrating Thanksgiving.
But that's why a lot of people don't. I mean, from my friend circle, a lot of people don't like what Thanksgiving represents. I don't celebrate the actual meaning, but whenever I get a chance to get with my family, it's great. I haven't done it in years, but I can just remember everybody at my grandmother's house. I have like 31st cousins, maybe 20 on my father's side, everybody in Kentwood, Louisiana, getting together. And those were beautiful memories and stuff like that. And now it seems like family gets together only for weddings and funerals, unfortunately. So I would love to go back to that era. I haven't done it in a while. I take it easy on Thanksgiving because I'm tired. I don't want that drive. But I think it's a beautiful time just to get with family and friends that you don't get to see often.
I would like to mimic what Todd is saying.
You better potluck it. You better share those expenses.
Oh yeah.
Everybody bring a dish, pick what you can afford, and hit your price point. But I agree. My Louisiana family, we need those times to be thankful for what we can do, to be able-bodied, to get our own bags out of the Lyft or the Uber, however that works. But there are so many things to be thankful and to be cognizant. I agree with Dr. Ruth on the First Peoples, recognizing that, our treatment of indigenous peoples. We can focus on that while celebrating how far we've come and moving forward. But the price is high and travel. There are a lot of folks who don't understand open seating. You get on Southwest and those folks are like, hey, this is my seat. No, that's not how this works, right? So Thanksgiving is not the time to go trying to figure out how to do air travel or any of those things. It's going to be stressful. But I celebrate those times that we can do it. And Taylor Swift breaking the website shows that people are ready to get together. People are ready to be out in public.